Hello and welcome. My name is Dustin, and in this video, I'm going to be unboxing a saxophone for you. At just $170, this saxophone is the cheapest saxophone on Temu. I thought, with all those cheap saxophones out there, I thought I would try one and just to see if it plays, if it resembles a saxophone. So I'll be unboxing the saxophone and I'll be playing it, and then at the end I'll be providing my thoughts as to who I think this saxophone is best for. All right, let's go for it. Let's start with this. It comes with gloves. I don't know why Chinese saxophones come with gloves. I have no idea. I'm thinking maybe it's to polish the horn, or if you're looking to polish it, you wear the gloves so you polish it. It's definitely not for playing it, but I have no idea what the gloves are for otherwise. I might use these for some yard work or something. And then it looks like we get this polishing cloth, and we have cork grease. That's good. Very nice to have cork grease in the case. And then we have some straps, shoulder straps here. Then we get to the mouthpiece. So we've got the cap here. And for some reason, they always do this with these Chinese saxophones. I have no idea why. They put a reed on the mouthpiece like this. When you're shipping a saxophone, you never want to put a reed on the mouthpiece while you're shipping it. That's very odd, because this has been touched by a lot of hands, and so you don't want to put that. You want the reed to be in a separate little pouch that's airtight. So I have no idea who touched that, so I'm not going to use that reed. So when I play test this thing, I'm going to use my own reed. I'll use the mouthpiece, but I will use my own reed for it. There's no writing or anything on this mouthpiece, so we'll see how it plays. Okay, so let's get to the neck. It's over here. Looks like an okay neck. Looks like that octave key tip is okay. Looks like the pad is sealing there. The screw is a little bit loose, so I just need to tighten that up a bit. I have a feeling I know what I'm gonna get when I remove this. When I remove this, it's gonna have like a long fuzzy thing, because all the Chinese saxophones have one. Oh, yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Here's another thing, guys. If you get a saxophone that has one of these, throw it away. You don't need it. This is bad for your saxophone, because once you play it for a while, you put it in there and it gets moisture all over it. The moisture stays in the horn, and this is fuzzy, so the fuzzy stuff gets in your keys. It's not good. So throw this away. If you can remove the top part, if you can remove the top part, you can put it back on here, and that's important. You need the top part. So if you can just cut this off and put it back here, that would be great. But just throw the rest of this away. Or if you have a cat, you can give it to your cat, and the cat will love to play with it. But don't keep that in your instrument. Use a swab. So first glance, when I put my fingers on the keys, they seem to be sealing okay. I'm going to put the neck on, and then I'm going to look at the keys a little bit. It's a pretty tight fit, but I can just put some grease in there to make it fit better. Okay, so from first glance, looking at these keys and feeling where the keys are under my fingers, pearls here, they're not mother of pearl, they're just plastic. But when I press the keys, they've got a little indentation, just a tiny bit of indentation on them. But I think they're really meant for small hands. So it feels like they're meant for small hands, because it's just a little bit of an indent. It's not all the way through the pearl, so it's just a little indented. But it's not a huge problem, even if you have a bigger hand. There's a thud on all these notes that sounds like it should be sealing properly, but we'll see that when we play it. This has a high of sharp key right here. That's usually, you don't see that on a really cheap instrument, so it's good that they have a half sharp key. Let's check the play between some of these keys. On a good saxophone, you'll see if you kind of wiggle the keys from side to side, it shouldn't move back and forth. You shouldn't be able to move it. So I'm just going to lightly try to move some of these keys. It's a little bit of a play there. Not there, that one's good. Okay, that one's good. Okay, so judging how not a lot of these keys have a lot of play on them, that's good. That means it's not going to be that much out of adjustment from first glance. So that's good. The action on the keys is pretty heavy though. I would lighten up the action. It seems to be in working order from first glance. So the only test now is to play it and see if there's any problems when I play it. So I'm going to play it for you and see what we have to deal with here. I've got my reed on here. This is a Van Doren V16 number 3. Those are the reeds I like to use for alto. But I have the original mouthpiece on here and the original ligature. So there's that. One thing I had to do was this is the low C sharp cup. I had to pry that open with my finger, which is not a big deal. You can do that if that's was sticking. So when I was pressing the key, it was staying down. And so I had to pry this open to get it unstuck, and now it works. So you can do that at home if you have a C sharp, a low C sharp that's sticking, or a G sharp, this pinky key. If this is sticking, you can just lift it up. I'm going to play this thing and see if there's any issues. Well, not too bad. Okay, let's do a little improv. Okay, and then let's try a little bit of dynamic contrast. Okay, so this horn is, I was delightfully surprised, actually. This horn, for being a no brand $170 saxophone, it plays pretty well. It is out of tune on several notes. It's not consistent intonation wise, and the action is pretty heavy. But other than that, it's a pretty decent horn for a beginner. I'm fairly impressed with it. So yeah, playing wise, it's not too bad. All right, just for comparison's sake, I've got the Temu saxophone here down here, and then I've got my professional Yanagisawa saxophone up on top here. This is the A991, and so just for comparison's sake, I'm going to play my Yanagisawa and see if you can hear a difference. All right, I'm going to play the Yanagisawa now. I'm using the same mouthpiece and reed. Okay, here's your chromatic scale. Okay, now I'm going to play some improv. Okay, now I'm going to test some dynamics. Okay, one thing I noticed about the Yanagisawa is that it's very light action, easy to press down the keys. It's very in tune across the entire range. It has a really nice sound quality. But the Temu saxophone also has a good sound quality too. It's just more out of tune than the Yanagisawa is. But this one also has a little bit more engraving, I don't think the other one has any engraving at all, but this one has more engraving, typical of a professional level saxophone. Um, and there's no leaks at all. It's a really nice horn. So that's the Yanagisawa. All right, so all things considered, this Temu saxophone is actually better than I expected it would. It's got some issues out of the box, like some play with these keys. It's a little out of tune when it plays, but it's got a pretty nice sound quality, especially for a beginner. And that's all you really need is a good sound quality and a horn that actually works, that doesn't break on you. Usually the case is when you get a saxophone like this that's really cheap, it'll go out of adjustment and you have to visit the repair tech often. And so with the repair bills, you can't justify those bills being higher than the actual saxophone that you purchased. But in this case, this saxophone actually plays better than I thought it would. So who would I recommend this saxophone for? If you are 5th grade or 6th grade, just getting into band and the money's tight and you're looking for something where you don't know if you want to play saxophone yet, you're going to get one just to see if it's right for you, this would be great for that type of person. Or if you are an older beginner and you've always wanted to play saxophone and you just never wanted to drop all kinds of money on one to try it, this is a great starting instrument for you. I would highly recommend it for somebody like that. Okay, so for those two types of people, yeah, I mean it's a great horn to start on, and then later on you can upgrade to something better. But this has been the unboxing and the playing of the Temu cheapest saxophone on Temu, and comparing it with the Yanagisawa. There are some differences, but considering how cheap this is, it's a pretty good horn. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.